Alright, what's up, guys? So, I got a video request from the villain, and he wants me to talk about society would label a man as weak for talking about his emotions. Yep. I think a man should be able to express them and regulate his emotions and say what is wrong, what is going on, right? Society wants to put a man down for actually doing that, and that's what's causing this suicide rate up. That's what's causing this loneliness in males, because they're not able to express their emotions in a way. They say a man's gotta be masculine, a man's gotta be strong-minded, a man's gotta be alpha, a man's gotta be like this. Now, a lot of times men are told to ignore what's wrong, what's bothering you, Just ignore it, type of thing. And that's going to make it worse. You're going to suppress it, and you'll either lash out at somebody and put them down, or you raise your voice and you're yelling, you're screaming about it, or you'll do self-destructive behavior or something, say you'll drink a whole bottle of alcohol and try to escape, or whatever it is, right? And that's not the right way to teach a man how to deal with his emotions, Should be able to be stoic in a way where you're able to be assertive and regulate your emotions, and something's bothering you, you don't like something, you say it, I don't like this. This is making me upset. This is making me angry. That's a good example, Not this ignoring stuff. Not this toxic, improvement stuff, or you know what I mean? It's pathetic. Should be able to open up and expressing your emotions and regulate them, Because you don't want to just hold that in and put that out on someone else, and you're going to hurt them, basically, and then you're going to cause more problems to that person, and that person's going to feel like garbage, That's how it all goes. Like I said, that's why the male suicide rates are going up. That's why men are more lonelier than ever. That's why there's a lot of men out there that don't have a lot of friends, It's because of that. And they get told that. If it's something that you don't like, right? A man should be able to complain about it. A man should be able to say, I don't like this, I want to change, or I don't like how this person's behaving. I don't like that, It should be ignored, if something's bothering you as a man. Because if you have unresolved traumas, or you have underlying issues that aren't expressed to anybody, then it's gonna make you feel worse. You're gonna start having problems later on in life, basically. Nothing wrong with expressing your emotions as a man. I guess if you express your emotions in a way where it could hurt others, then I guess that's different, Like I said before, if it's not regulated, you put your stress out on somebody, But that's led to when people tell you to ignore it, a lot of times. And yeah, it's just, yeah, if you had to cry, you have to cry, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's what's fucked up about that too. if someone tells you to ignore it, then there's a lot of men that will resort to crying because of it, you know, because they held that in for so long, you know? Like, if they were told that expressing your emotions is a good thing, right? They probably wouldn't be crying as much. They would be able to not hold it in, and they'll be able to express it, and it wouldn't bother them like holding it in, you know? That's like taking a shit, basically. You're holding in your shit. You're gonna feel like garbage. You're gonna poop your pants, you know? It's gonna you need to go to the bathroom. You need to do that. It's the same thing, you know? You won't resort to like crying, you know? If you're able to express your emotion. And you were told that you're not supposed to, you know? And there is nothing wrong with crying, because you like something happened to you and you weren't able to express it with anybody. Like, it was an underlying issue. It was like a trauma, and you know, you had to let it out, you know? It was that intense, basically. But I guess if, like I said before, you're expressing your emotions in a way where it's hurting others, or you're trying to manipulate them, you know, that isn't good, you know. But like, it shouldn't be a stigma. That's what I think. It should be taught differently. So, see you guys later.